When most people think of sports, they tend to think of team sports, especially football, soccer, even volleyball. A team sport not many tend to think of is actually horseback riding. While riding looks to be pretty straightforward, of getting a get on and go kind of simple, it actually takes a lot of skill to be able to ride a horse well. What most people don't realize about riding is that it takes a lot of strength, a lot of muscle control, and aerobic fitness. A rider uses almost every muscle in their body while riding. Their shoulders, their back, their arms, their abdominal muscles, legs, and arms. These muscles take years to develop, and hours upon hours spent in the saddle and at the gym. A lot of riders run or swim as well as they're riding. The long hours you watch football players practicing. Say, let's double that at least for equestrians. Let's say a rider is learning to canter. Once they do, they have to learn to sit 10 other canters besides that. A football player has to learn to maybe do 5 or so plays for a game. Or the quarterback has to learn how to pass the football to his teammate to score a touchdown. And you football fans might be thinking, yeah, but football players have to endure being tackled, being jumped on, and such severe injuries. But until you've actually been kicked by a horse, which I unfortunately have on my leg, you have never in your life been pummeled so hard. Until you have been hit by 1,200 or more pounds of force hitting you, you haven't been hit. Equestrians work around these animals every day of their lives. They are working around 1,200, even 2,000 plus pound animals and telling them what to do and showing them how to be and how to not push over them so they don't get hurt themselves. Horses have thrown people, yes. I've known a lot of people who've had concussions from riding, who have broken bones, who have actually died. There were several this year who have died in Australia and the States here. I personally have actually been injured through my riding. When I was a kid, I was dumped and thrown into a wood wall, and about a couple months later, I found out that my pelvis had shifted to the left and my right hip had dropped down. Because of this, I wasn't able to move very well for a long time, and I was out of the saddle for about 6 months or so. But my riding has been a part of my life for a long time, and it's like that for a lot of equestrians. It's a part of them, as is football is for a football fan, or volleyball is for a volleyball player. It's such a community that you enter into when you're riding that it's hard to imagine not having that. Some of the greatest friends that I've ever met have been riders. What I really hope you take away from all of this is that riding is a sport. It is one of the oldest sports to exist today. While a lot of sports have come to be just because people were bored, or they're kind of adaptations of sports that are or were formerly played, riding really became part of our culture from a very early beginning. It was used in the medieval times and even before that, when it first started in Mongolia, when the first wild horses were captured and tamed. And even later coming into the States, when the first Spanish horses, there are Mustangs now, were brought here. So really, when you next watch a horse and rider perform, don't just say, "Oh, that horse is doing all the work. She just sits up there. He just sits up there. They don't have to do anything but hold on." That rider is clinging on there for their life. And not just clinging, they are riding there. They are balanced and poised. A jumper or even a hunter is up there searching for the next fence. They are aiding their horse in mid-air to where they need to land to be in the best position to get to that next jump. A dressage rider is aiding their horse from a canter, a 3-bait gait, into a flying change or a half pass, or in the trot, aiding for some of the most collected movements, the piaffe and the passage. These skills are some of the highest in the equestrian world. Some of the sports of kings are done by equestrians. So really, next time you start watching riders, and even now on YouTube, look it up and really watch. There's a lot to be learned from horses, a lot to learn about yourself and how you really see the world. I really hope that I've opened your mind a little bit to what you may not have an opportunity to really see or be exposed to. So next time you're really thinking, I need something to do, look up your local riding center. I bet they would be able to show you what you're missing. And maybe give you a new hobby or a new sport to enjoy. I hope to see you at the next competition. Thank you.